welcome to Lauren's Travels. We are in Savannah, Georgia for some fun exploration. My husband and I are celebrating our 5-year wedding anniversary and 10 years of being together, and we're checking off a place we've always wanted to visit. We're staying at the Olde Harbour Inn. It's been here since 1892, but our room's not ready yet, so let's get some lunch and do some exploring and then a room tour. Our lunch today is at the Pirate's House. Apparently it's built in 1754, so it's pretty historic like most of Savannah. So I believe this is the house that was here before the Pirate House. It's right next door. And there's even a little kind of garden gated off with a spooky looking well. Savannah was a thriving seaport town back in the 1700s, and this was one of the first buildings constructed. It's about a block from the Savannah River, and it was a famous spot for pirates and visiting sailors. I loved all of the pirate decor. Me, myself, I have some pirate roots, I feel like, deep in my bones. So I really enjoyed visiting the Pirate House for lunch, and everything we had was really delicious. Apparently, a lot of pirates used to come here and have drinks and lunch. We're gonna get one more drink downstairs. I can't wait to see what that's like down there. And lunch was very delicious. I got a shrimp platter with some Savannah tea and some cornbread with peach jam. I ordered the Release the Kraken, and Savannah is open carry, so I'm gonna bring this around while we go to the museum. Gotta stop by the gift shop, which is upstairs. Graveface Museum. Can't wait to see what spooky things we find inside. They've got this fun little shop before going into the museum. Found out the museum is about $20 per person. Very excited to see what's inside, and apparently the ticket is good for today and tomorrow if we want to come back and revisit. Oh, look at this old soul Casper.
So over in that far left corner, y'all will see a few two-headed animals. Against that back wall, we got the cutest pair of conjoined lambs. Over here, y'all will see Clementine, our 5-legged cow. And then over here in this top middle cabinet, we have our spider fawn, a stillborn deer born with 2 heads and 6 legs. So all the animals I just pointed out, they are all real, they were all born that way. Just a few naturally occurring anomalies going on, and that makes them different from a gaff, and we have a ton of gaffs in here as well. A gaff is not real. A gaff will be a man-made creature that is made using real animal parts or real human parts. So the Fiji mermaid is a very famous example of a gaff, and that was originally made using the top half of a monkey, the bottom half of a fish. They fused it together, and then they would try to trick whoever came into these roadside attractions into believing they had discovered a genuine mermaid. Obviously that is not true, but my favorite rendition of that will be over here in this top left-hand cabinet, and that beautiful redhead is Homer Tate's fish girl. So Homer Tate made her using hair from his wife, teeth from his dead cat, and a mummified turtle leg. Homer Tate is known as the king of gaffs, and he was active in the 40s and 50s all throughout Texas and Arizona. He also made this shrunken head gaff against the wall. So he made that little guy using clay, paper mache, and human hair. But that shrunken head is quite different from the shrunken heads in the cabinet to its left, because these are genuine shrunken heads made by Homer Tate. So in the late 40s, Homer realized that people are willing to spend more money on a real shrunken head as opposed to a gaff. So to make these real shrunken heads, Homer started to source dead bodies from cemeteries. Homer Tate dug up over 30 dead bodies until he was eventually arrested and jailed. The reason it took so long for Homer to face any kind of consequences for his actions was due to the fact that Homer was the town's current sheriff. As you can imagine, it is a lot easier for a sheriff to break a few laws and get away with it. So against this back portion of the room, we do have a few more artifacts of Homer's. He made all the gaffs in this glass cabinet right here, as well as that little guy in the coffin case to my right, y'all's left. We also have some photographs of Homer Tate against this back wall, and he is posed with gaffs he made in these photos, no dead bodies. After Homer Tate was released from jail, which he only spent 2.5 weeks in, by the way, he did not make any more gaffs or shrunken heads. The next thing I want to chat about is the wood paneling y'all see along the walls here. So Graveface actually salvaged all that wood paneling from a Savannah hoodoo house. This hoodoo house was occupied by Ophelia Baker in the 1900s. She went by the name Madame Truth, and she was well known within Savannah as a fortune teller and a psychic. She passed away in 1977, and then her house later burned down in 2017. But after getting permission from her remaining family members, Graveface was able to obtain a few of her personal belongings to use here in our museum. So the last thing I want to chat with y'all about before I let y'all go is about how when Graveface first rented this building, they were doing some remodeling in here just preparing for the museum. And then they came across a couple of false walls that had little hidden rooms behind them. So this record right here was found behind one of those false walls, and this has been labeled chanting, speaking in tongues, and sermon. Ooh, just lost it here. And if that piques y'all's interest, I do invite y'all to come back later tonight. Y'all can upgrade your ticket in the gift shop, but we will be having a haunted house where we will be playing this record, and y'all will be one of the first people to hear it. We did play it last year on Halloween, but yeah, very, very few people have actually been able to hear it. It is pretty scary. But that is not the only thing we found behind the false walls. If y'all want to come a little closer, y'all can take a peek at something else we discovered. So we left this false wall intact to show y'all a hoodoo altar we found. And y'all can feel free to come as close as you want. I promise nothing will pop out or anything like that. That'll come later in the haunted house. Right? But everything y'all will see back there in that room was found back there in that room. That is not how it looked though when they first discovered it. When they first found it, it was a lot more messy back there. There was more stuff and quite a bit of garbage as well. And that's because we had a couple of people squatting here in the building while it sat vacant. We did bring in someone though who practices hoodoo, and they were able to identify things that weren't part of the altar, and they took it all out. They also set the altar back up how they think it originally may have looked. And then ever since the museum opened, museum goers have just kept treating this space as an altar. And that's what y'all see here at the front ledge. All those little things are just gifts, goodies, and offerings from other museum goers like y'all.
I'm guessing these are Charles Manson's prison pants. Got the ranch sign right there from where they all worked on. They've got a ice skate here, signed by Tanya Harding. For Eileen Warnos here, they have a pair of original, her underwear. And this is what she was wearing when she was arrested. And Gacy was an artist on death row, so lots of artwork here from Gacy. Surprised to see Disney stuff from a serial killer, but yeah, there's some Disney paintings here, along with some Seven Dwarfs. Really like the Seven Dwarfs. There's a lot of Seven Dwarfs art here. I'm not showing you a lot of the Graveface Museum because some of the pictures are pretty disturbing. This museum was fascinating. The people working there were really nice and would answer any questions we had. I was actually surprised with everything that was in here, specifically the real human skeleton. And seeing historic things like the executioner's mask and robe. We actually went on the first day of them opening up their Ed Gein exhibits. If you don't know who he is and you are brave enough to do a Google search, have fun with that. But basically, he was a real serial killer, and he did inspire the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. To lighten up the mood, they do have an arcade, which is on the way to the Ed Gein exhibit. So you can play some games and kind of shake off any heebie-jeebies you might have gotten inside the museum. Our hotel is right near the Riverwalk, so there is a River Street Marketplace, which we'll definitely be checking out. And tons of little stores here. They got the Five and Dime general store, and it looks like there's a few other souvenir tourist shops on this way, as well as a liquor store and cigar place. We just got checked into our room exactly at 4 o'clock on the dot, and this place is massive. Let me show you. This is the restroom here. Got bathtub, shower, combo, cute little bathroom area. You do have a desk, but we are not working or anything, so we will not be using that desk. And then we have a full kitchen here. This is definitely a place that you can stay for like a week if you need to. Microwave, dishwasher, sink, Keurig. They did say that they have like some muffins and things like that in the morning for breakfast. Got like a full dresser here, sitting area, and of course the bed right here. And we can see the Riverwalk area here. We're right across from a Joe's Crab Shack, so not super Savannah-y right outside the window, but yeah, we're right near the Riverwalk, perfect location, lots of space. Very happy with this spot. They gave us earplugs with the stay, so I am hoping there are not some crazy noises, or maybe it's for the ghosts that are supposedly haunting this building. Everything in Savannah, if you look it up, says it's haunted, so I wonder if we'll hear anything up there. Savannah is very walkable, but as you can see, the terrain is not so smooth, so bring comfortable walking shoes because you're going to be walking a lot and you don't want to twist your ankle. We are having dinner tonight at the Olde Pink House. It looks beautiful and they've got some cute pumpkins. This restaurant is pretty historic itself. It was opened in 1771, at least the tavern was that we just went to downstairs. It was a little dark and crowded in there, but you can get a drink down in the bar. And then of course they have the restaurant, which we are waiting for. We did make a reservation, which is highly recommended. This is a very popular spot. I got the pecan crusted chicken with sweet potatoes and it was amazing. I highly recommend coming here. It's beautiful, very dark in the room we were sitting in, but I really enjoyed our meal and they were so nice here. So definitely recommend coming to the Olde Pink House. We came on a busy weekend because they're actually doing the film festival right now, but I had to come see this theater because I love a good theater, and of course the marquee is beautiful. We are inside the JW Marriott here, and I came here for two reasons. And number one is there are fun geodes and crystals in here, and some minerals probably, all of the above. Let's go find them. Lots of things in glass cases. Here is a full list of everything that's in here. As you can see, it goes down to 32, but it's just so massive. I love these amethyst ones here. This is so cool. Eventually I want to get one of these that's like super tall. Can keep it displayed in the house. Ooh, this one looks awesome. They have a huge amethyst here. And just look at this lobby. Super impressive here. This is like a museum in itself here, and this is just the lobby of the Marriott. Oh my god, this is beautiful. Obsessed with this. So pretty. Gotta see this big guy down here. What is this? Ice Age cave bear? Yeah, he's a big guy, all right. Even the check-in desk, the concierge, has these beautiful crystals.
When one of these crystal formations is completely filled, it's called a nodule.
This is an amethyst with calcium deposits, and it caught my eye because it's super sparkly from all sides. So cool. This collection is amazing. Here's another really cool amethyst. They got a lot of cool amethysts here. This also has some calcium deposits on it, making it super sparkly. Love it. The second reason we came to the JW Marriott is there is a rooftop bar. Hello from the next morning. This hotel is supposedly haunted, but I didn't feel or hear any ghosts. You do hear a lot of movement with the wood floors. You can walk over them and then later on they creak. So maybe it's that people could be sensing. I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about the ghost if he's here. His name is Hank. But yeah, we had a pleasant experience here at the Olde Harbour Inn. You can actually open up the windows and get some of the cool breeze that comes in the mornings, which is really nice. And today is a little bit more of an adventure before we head back to Orlando. Savannah is awesome. I definitely want to revisit here. It's there's so much to do and see, and everyone here is super nice. So yeah, excited to get up to more adventures today. Breakfast, and it looks like this whole area is blocked off pretty much for the film festival, but there's Leopold's. We're gonna have to make a second trip up here at least so we can get some ice cream from Leopold's. It doesn't even look like they're open yet, and there's a line forming, so it's a very popular spot. So many cute Victorian homes over here, and this purple one caught my eye, and a lot of them are historic inns, so maybe that's where we should stay next time we come. We stopped in the Sentient Bean to get some drinks for the road, and they sell coffee on its own, so you can make it at home. Just want to check out what it looks like outside for the patio seating, and there's lots of film things happening here, which I feel totally in my element, kind of. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful here. I ordered the apple, so it's like an apple cider and chai. It's called the Chider. Very delicious, and I got it iced because it's kind of getting warm out, but this morning it was really nice temps out. We had to come and see Forsyth Park. It's always on the list of things to do when you visit Savannah. It's an absolutely beautiful day out too. If you bring your kids, there is a few playgrounds around here, and also a restaurant it looks like. And there's a little bit more to see up ahead. It looks like there's a giant statue on the horizon. visit to Savannah, Georgia. I definitely want to come back. There's a lot of cool, charming things about the city that I really enjoyed, and I had a great time. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in this video, leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time on Lauren's Travels.